Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay, back at it again. Today we got Ranking Your Anime Hot Takes by TK Reviews. Y'all know what the deal is, man. Follow me on both Jays here and Jays there. Get tapped on my socials. Without further ado, let's just get right into it.
So I asked you guys to give me your anime hot takes, and today we're going to be going through them but with a twist. Because your takes are going to be getting put on a tier list from F to S tier. If your take ends up in F or D tier, then you failed and I never want to hear your hot take again. If you're in C or...
have the link where you got this shit. That shit kind of hard, bro. When you know what I'm saying, I'm a dreadhead and shit. My shit getting kind of long, boy. My hair may not be as thick as his, but my shit clean, boy. You wanted to drop that.
Or B tier, then your hot take passes, and if your take gets in A or S tier, then you're very valid. Now with all that said, let's jump into the first hot take, which says JJBA has influenced anime on about the same level as
Dragon Ball. I disagree. Does JoJo's have a lot of influence? Yes, especially when it comes to meme culture, and especially when it comes to I think JoJo definitely inspired a lot of fashion in anime, but I don't think it's as influential as Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Now listen, JoJo's has definitely influenced anime in a lot of ways, like Jolene being the first female protagonist or Jonathan being the first non-Japanese protagonist, but comparing it to Dragon Ball is crazy. Yeah. It's not even a competition. Dragon Ball has...
Niggas recognize Goku off like, yeah, if I show the average dude blue and orange and ask him what the first thing comes to mind, that nigga gonna say Goku, bro. Blue and orange Goku. You show the hair, niggas will know who he is off the hair shape alone. That's Goku, bro. Nigga, there's Goku Day, bro.
Has influenced anime on like, a different level.
Dragon Ball, because niggas was watching the Tournament of Power like it was the Super Bowl. Niggas was really watching that in sports bars and restaurants. Bro, when Dragon Ball was announced, when the new, not only the Battle of Gods remake was announced, you know what I'm saying, but the More arc was announced, and the new game and all that, the entire internet, my entire IG feed, Dragon Ball's coming back. Goku stunning on Goku and the Big Three coming back. Goku doing this, Goku doing that, Dragon Ball making his return. It's dead ass. Everyone and their mama was talking about it, bro. Like, I guarantee you, if there was a YouTuber, they reacted to it, bro. I'm not even gonna front.
Every modern shonen is influenced from...
The moment I saw that shit, I made a video. I recorded the audio, edited the video within the same day. I have it on the main channel. It's a minute long. Because I had to, you know what I'm saying, talk about that shit.
Dragon Ball in some way. Like the transformations, the tournament arcs, the power-ups, it all stems from Dragon Ball. And look at the big three. All of the authors cite Toriyama as influence for their work. So strictly inside of anime, JoJo's just cannot compete with Dragon Ball in terms of influence. So unfortunately, I've got to put that in D tier, but that does not mean I don't think JoJo's is influential. It just isn't on the same level as Dragon Ball. Because you could say hormone breathing, for example, might have influenced Demon Slayer's breathing styles. And JoJo's level of like fashion and detail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like JoJo's fashion and posing has definitely a lot of influence in how people dress today. But if we're just talking about anime, nah, Dragon Ball got it.
Definitely has influence on other series, so I'd for sure put it up there on a tier list of being influential. Alright, the next hot take says that Yuta is not a bum. Now see,
that's not even, Yuta is not a bum, bro. I don't know where niggas got the idea that he was a bum. I don't know if niggas saw him get cut up by Sukuna and thought he was a... First off, the only argument you have against Yuta being a bum is his performance against Sukuna in the final arc, the final series of chapters in the entire manga. But nigga, everyone was getting murked. Maki, Yuji was out for a couple of times. Nigga, Choso had to sacrifice himself to save Yuji, bro. Nabarro had to cut in this so Yuji could finish the job. Like, niggas gotta realize everybody and their mama was throwing everything they had against Sukuna, and that in Yuta included. And then he was the mastermind behind the fucking plan, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that is your only... Like, this nigga Yuta is literally the stuff... Was like the second protagonist of the show. What are we talking about?
See, I'm gonna have to get the JJK fans to answer this question for me, because I'm watching this season so far and I do not see how Yuta is a bum. Like, Yuta and Gojo...
Niggas call anybody a bum. Like, I don't understand how niggas watch JJK and think Sukuna, Gojo, or Yuta are bums when they're, like, the strongest niggas in the show and are constantly hyped up by other characters and their feats are proven.
Literally cooked on that plan to save Yuji. Like, obviously I know Yuta had to kill him in that moment, but it was for his own good. But of course the manga fans know more than we do. I'm anime only for JJK, so I don't know what Yuta does later in the manga, but from what...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Niggas call anybody a bum, bro. Like, it's dead wild. Like, niggas call anybody a fraud, a bum. For you to be called a fraud, you really gotta be on some hoe shit. Like, niggas have to hype you up to be that guy, and you just let the ball down completely.
What I can see now, I do not see how he's a bum. He seems like a chill guy, man. I feel like there's some agenda against him. Like they're always making Africa jokes about Utah. But JJK fans, let me know in the comments, is Utah actually a bum or is it just an agenda? But for now, I'm gonna put this take in B tier because I actually do agree, but of course that is subject to change. He might prove himself to be a bum this season. Alright, the next hot take says that Baku Deku is a toxic ship and
Nigga, it's not even a ship to begin with, cuz. That shit never existed, my nigga.
this has been a thing for so long. I hate this ship.
Like, that's why the My Hero community was down. That's why y'all niggas constantly get clowned on. Like, even now. The My Hero fan, I think Deku out of every MC is the most slandered, my nigga. Out of every main shonen, nigga, Goku has too many glazers, especially with Dragon Ball coming back, so Goku's not even on that list. Ichigo has fans. Luffy is constantly getting glazed. Naruto does have some haters. I ain't gonna lie. I see niggas talking crazy about Naruto. Yusuke, Kenshin, no one hates on them. Deku is by far the most slandered. I think it was also because he was kind of one of the more wimpy protagonists that gained popularity, and also the My Hero fan base was so fucking awful, and it reached its peak during like 2020, 2021. Like, them niggas was hell on earth, bro. I'm not even gonna front.
These characters are clearly straight. Why is the fanbase obsessed with making them gay? Like, I'm telling you, back in the heyday for My Hero, the fanbase was so cringe with this shit.
Yeah, nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas ruined. Them niggas fucked up the PR for the show to this day, bro. Like, no bullshit. When I think of an MHH fan, I dead think of a shipper or a weird TikTok person. I ain't gonna front. Y'all niggas put y'all show's reputation in the mud, bro.
And it was the face of anime at the time. They made anime fans look so bad. And yes, it has calmed down now, but the ship was always cringe, so this is an S tier take. Alright, this next one says, my friend thinks Blue Lock is the only good anime about sport.
No, Blue Lock is good. Blue Lock is good. Corona Baskets. Hajime no Ippo's easily the best sports anime. One of the most motivating series out there. Corona Basket was fire. And you also gotta put in, I haven't seen Haikyuu. I haven't seen that show. But you also gotta throw in Blue Lock is also good. But say it's the only good one is crazy. I disagree.
Pause. You know what we need to do with your friend? We need to shoot him. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna do that. But we need to stage an intervention because Blue Lock is not the only good sports anime. My favorite is Hajime no Ippo, but there's also Slam
My nigga, bro. Ball knowledge.
Dunk, Karuko's basketball, Haiku. There's plenty of good sports anime out there, and I think your friend might just be falling into this trap of like focusing on the sport itself, but sports anime are not about the sports. It's always about the character development. That is what makes sports anime so good. So if your friend thinks Blue Lock is so good because it's about football, you need to put him onto some new source. That is an F tier take. Alright, the next one says, I said the Shibuya incident arc was better than the Chimera Ant arc. Yes, go.
Disagree. Shibuya incident was a great arc. I think the anime, I ain't gonna lie, the anime definitely made it so much better. The way they handled the fight scenes, the music, the choreography. Watching that shit I think ever since Dragon Ball Super ended, the Shibuya incident is the closest we've gotten to that level of hype on a week-to-week basis. Like, everyone was making videos about, the Shibuya incident, Like, that was the rise of so many anime content creators. Like, I'm Kev rose from that period. Noah SXZ rose through that period. Like, so many popular anime commentary channels that I look up to started getting actually hella views during that period because JJK was that popular, bro. I'm not even gonna front.
Go ahead and say what you're gonna say because I regret saying it now. Well, at least you're self-aware because the Shibuya incident is not better
Definitely
than
not better than Chimera Ant though. I'm not gonna lie.
Chimera Ant arc. Now, of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I'm not going to call you stupid for thinking the Chimera Ant arc is worse than the Shibuya incident, but if I'm being honest, the only real leg up the Shibuya incident has over the Chimera Ant arc is the pacing and the cinematography.
Yeah.
So from a
Shibuya, I'd say in terms of fights, I'll give it to them. In terms of overall hype, I would give it to Shibuya. But I think Hunter x Hunter takes most of everything else.
viewing experience is arguably better, but the fights, the characters, the character development is second to none when it comes to the Chimera Ant arc. Like, take Yuji and Gon for example, they both reach breaking point in this arc, but Gon's is far more iconic. And Meruem as well is one of the most well-written characters in anime. His whole personal growth makes him multi-dimensional, whereas compared to Kenjaku, he's only really just starting to become the main villain in the Shibuya incident, so Meruem is definitely a better villain in that way. And while I do enjoy the Shibuya incident, the Chimera Ant arc is clear. So I'ma have to disagree with you, my friend, that is going in D tier. Alright, the next take says that Solo Leveling is mid. Now,
I disagree. I don't think it's the best thing since sliced bread, but I do think it's a good show. I read the manga. I'm gonna have to reread it if I want to talk about it again. But I think the problem with a lot of Solo Leveling is it feels forced. Because I think a lot of the hate that stems from Solo Leveling is niggas thinking they're too cool or too smart to enjoy hype shit. Like, oh, the story is so basic, it's so mid. Yeah, but I think that's partly why Solo Leveling was so successful. It's not super complicated. It doesn't have crazy plots and all that. It's a simple story with an MC that's arguably one of the easiest to root for. And I think you combine that with great OST, fantastic fights, good choreography, not great animation, all that shit. Very well paced. Like, Solo Leveling is how you do an anime adaptation, bro.
Now, you see, when it comes to Solo Leveling, it was one of the most glazed anime of 2025. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed watching Solo Leveling, but you've got to understand, Solo Leveling only has two things going for it: sick fights and sick animation. The actual plot, characters.
Yeah, I think season 3, they definitely need to expand more on the world and the side characters. Because so far, it's basically been the Jinwoo show, and it's worked very well, but at the same time, they do need to expand on the world as well.
Development, there's nothing. So what Solo Leveling does well and aims to do in terms of having good fights and animation, it does incredibly. And most people agree that Solo Leveling has these things going for it, and that's what we're here to watch. Because I only watch Solo Leveling for those two things. But the problem is there are a lot of Solo Leveling fans who want to pretend like the show has more to offer. But I have to say, the show just doesn't have anything else. Now, of course, that could change with the manga, but for the first 2 seasons, I don't want to hear anything about character development or characters because it just doesn't have that. And you know what's even more evidence of this? The lowest rated episode of Solo Leveling Season 2 was the one episode where Sung Jin-woo cried. He finally saved his mum from his sick...
niggas was tripping over this shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. The fact that niggas was begging for this nigga to get some character moments, and he got a character moment, and niggas hate it. This just proves most anime niggas can't read, bro. A lot of y'all anime niggas is stupid. I'm like, y'all got media literacy. I'm not even gonna cap.
He cried, and the fans bombed the ratings. So that just goes to show most Solo Leveling fans know what they're here to see: sick fights and sick animation. They don't care about the character development, they don't care about the characters.
That's the problem. Y'all niggas want character development, and the show gives you it, and y'all niggas don't like it. Like, y'all niggas is so two-faced.
Only care about seeing their glorious king or a farm. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I enjoy watching that too sometimes. And if I had to score Solo Leveling out of 10, I'd say it's a 10 out of 10 when it comes to those two things, but those aren't the only two things which goes into enjoyment of an anime, so overall it's really like a 6 or a 7. That wasn't a 6-7 joke. And I know people use mid as like an insult, so that's really like a 4 out of 10, but if we take mid as like the midpoint, being a 5 out of 10, then me saying 6 or 7 means that I agree with you to some extent, so I'll put this in B tier. Alright, the next one says, Attack on Titan's ending was good. Like, genuinely, bro, what's wrong with it? I actually don't understand the hate. Now, the AOT ending has been a hot topic for debate since the show finished, and while I feel pretty indifferent towards the ending, I definitely understand why people don't like it. I think the first thing people don't like is the black and white ending, because it's pushed the main characters into this choice of, do we sacrifice ourselves to save the world, or do we just kill everyone else to save ourselves? And while there's nothing wrong with that being the ending, it's the fact that the whole time there was a grey area around who's really right and who's wrong, but now in the end we've just got this black and white ending. And also, people loved Eren's character in season 4. He was like the ultimate Chad or whatever, but then
was that nigga, bro. He lost all his black. That nigga got kicked out the Black Air Force round table.
Him breaking down, crying with Armin, and
this moment that got him kicked out that shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Dying in the end definitely took away from his character in some ways, and it also doesn't really give closure to the story, because when you actually deep it, Eren's main goal was his freedom. So for him dying in the end and Mikasa killing him kind of felt like a retcon. Because look at someone like Lelouch, for example, who knows they're willing to lay down their life for their goals. Eren isn't really like that. He wants his freedom. So I don't know, I've always thought the ending was okay, but I know there's more criticisms people definitely have. There's people who can explain this way better than I can. But since I've always thought the ending was okay, I'll put this in C tier. I sort of agree. But I'll tell you this, anyone who tells you the ending of AOT ruins the whole show is waffling. That's an absolute...
tripping.
drag, the show is still peak. It's just the ending that people do have some criticisms with. All right, the next one says Demon Slayer is the modern Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Not just because it's a great show, it also has a lot of things common with Full Metal.
I can't speak because I haven't watched Full Metal. And I know niggas be like, you gotta watch. Look, I'll watch it. I watch Brotherhood. Just give a nigga a second, bro.
All right, the next take says JJK is overrated.
I think JJK is a fantastic show, but I don't know, overrated. Like, I mean, some niggas say it's the greatest thing of all time, and I disagree. But when niggas say it's ass, I also disagree, bro. So this is just depending on who you're asking.
Do you know what it is? I feel like any anime that gets super popular these days, people will immediately call it overrated. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's definitely people out here who are glazing JJK to infinity, moving like it's the best anime to come out of the 2020s. Like, it is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not a perfect story by any means so far. But I wouldn't go as far to call it or label it like overrated. I don't really feel like people shove this anime down my throats and say, watch JJK, watch JJK. Like, it's a good starter anime. It's in the same category as Demon Slayer in my opinion. Easy gateway, it's easy to digest.
I got JJK over Demon Slayer.
Is definitely going to go deeper with this season 3, and it has some very deep themes that I think a lot of people tend to gloss over. And people gloss over them because the animation is so good and the fights are so good, but the show does have a lot going for it. So I don't know, this take is kind of like between C and D tier. I don't fully disagree with you because there are some people out here who will glaze this show to infinity, but it is pretty good. I would recommend it and I do enjoy it. So I will put this in D tier. All right, the next one says Redo of Healer is the best anime there is.
Get this nigga out of here. Mods, pack him up and get this nigga out of here. This nigga tripping, bro.
Is in existence with the sole exception of Konosuba. Listen, me and you both know this take is going in F tier. What are you even talking about? I know what kind of man you are. Guys, do not watch Redo of Healer. It's a weird anime. And the last one says, anime is better with only one season. To be honest, I wouldn't really put an episode amount or season amount that anime has to meet.
I think seasons ensure that the pacing. Because I feel like with seasonal animes, the pacing and the animation quality is better, even if you have to be more patient. Because I'd rather just wait for seasonal anime once every year or two or every year and a half and have it be very good, as opposed to it coming out weekly. Like, I think Bleach, That Was Your Blood War has been handled phenomenally so far. Great pacing, great scenes, great music, great OST. Very well, especially when you compare it to the OG Bleach, which changed a lot of stuff from the manga, which dragged the pacing out in certain arcs, which hurt characters such as Orihime and tried to alter relationships like Ichigo. Like, niggas, like, I read the Bleach manga and I'm thinking, how do niggas think Ruki and Ichigo go together? Then I watch the anime and I'm like, my nigga, these niggas pushing this shit crazy. So I understand why anime, even like One Piece switched to seasonal, like, I understand why animes are doing that shit.
For it to be good, because it's all about the characters, the development, the world building, the pacing. All these things come in to make a good anime, as well as the soundtracks and stuff like that. Because you can have a 10-episode anime like Cyberpunk Edgerunners that is a top-rated anime, everyone loves it, but you can also have an 1,000-episode anime like One Piece, which everyone still loves. On both sides of the spectrum, the anime can be good or it can be bad, and the episode amount or the amount of seasons it has doesn't really play into that too much. So I disagree. I wouldn't say that anime is better with one season or having 2 seasons or 3 or whatever. That doesn't really matter to me. So that's the last take for this video. I'll put that one in D tier, and it turns out I actually disagree with a lot of you guys. I feel like most take.
Yeah, some of y'all, I think a lot of y'all niggas be watching anime through shorts and reels and TikToks. Niggas be watching anime without reading the manga, watching the anime, none of that shit. But with that being said, shout out Take Care Reviews. This was a good video. And with that, and like always, it's your boy Jay. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay blessed. And